Good day, everyone. It is Thursday, August 7th. Time is 7:59 p.m. Temperature outside is 24 degrees Celsius, 75 degrees Fahrenheit. I am in downtown Toronto, down on the harbor front, down at the base of Yonge Street. Just going to take a walk up Yonge Street from here to Sankofa Square, what used to be called Dundas or Dundas Square, and just show you some sights and sounds from here. So I'm just reading here. It says, once the southernmost leg of Provincial Highway 11 linking the provincial capital with Northern Ontario, Yonge Street has been referred to as Main Street, Ontario. Until 1999, the Guinness Book of World Records repeated the popular misconception that Yonge Street was 1,896 kilometers, 1,178 miles long, making it the longest street in the world. This was due to a conflation of Yonge Street with the rest of Ontario's Highway 11. The street, including the Bradford to Barrie extension, is only 86 kilometers. Due to provincial downgrading in the 1990s, no section of Yonge Street is marked as a provincial highway. So is it still considered the longest street in the world? I don't know. So just to show you here, it's under construction right now, but this is Sky Tower, and it will be the tallest skyscraper in Canada at 346 meters, surpassing what is now right now the tallest skyscraper on Bloor and Yonge, called the One, and that is 308 meters. So once this one is done, it'll hold the record. And I'll just show you some buildings around here. That building, I forgot to mention, I showed you at the beginning, with that circle on top, that's the Weston Harbour Castle Hotel, and that is a rotating restaurant. Just being a good boy, waiting for the signal to let me cross. So it says here that John Graves Simcoe, the first Lieutenant Governor of Upper Canada, created the roadway that later became Yonge Street. So John Graves Simcoe named the street for his friend Sir George Yonge. It's not Young, Y-O-U-N-G, it's Y-O-N-G-E, an expert on ancient Roman roads. Oh, there we go, finally. And I would say it's probably Toronto's busiest street for sure. So right up here, that is the Gardiner Expressway. It's and now we're going underneath it. I'm just going to run across the street here. And we're just going under in the bridge or under the tunnel here, which goes under the railway tracks that Via, GO Train, CN Rail uses. Pretty dark in here considering how light it is outside still. Just gonna run across the street again. Make the light. So Yonge Street, especially south of Bloor, is mostly commercial. A few residential apartments and whatnot. Just across the street there, that's your Hockey Hall of Fame. Your Meridian Concert Hall.
Oh, French. Okay. I have somebody.
Yeah, that's just.
Oh, whoa, whoa, jeez. Right in front of us. Right in front of me and two others. Yikes. What was his rush? You know you're in Toronto when you hear that. I mean, yes, it happens in all major cities, but it seems to be more prevalent here. I like the look of this building. So we just passed Front Street. That's where the Meridian Concert Hall was. Sidewalk closed up ahead. So on Yonge Street, just coming up is, well, what used to be Hudson's Bay Company. Their large 7/9-story building that they closed back in early June for good after 355 years of service, if you will. And across the street from that is the Eaton Center, North America's busiest shopping mall. Not the biggest, but the busiest. And there are a couple of theaters up here. Elgin and Winter Garden. And we're just coming up to King Street. That old building. So I lived in Toronto back in 98, 99. I lived for 3 months on the corner, or near the corner of Sherbourne and Dundas. So about 5 blocks east of the Eaton Center. Wasn't the best neighborhood, wasn't the best apartment. So after 3 months I moved to Bloor and Dundas, just off of Roncesvalles, across from Dundas West Station in 2 twin buildings called the Crossways. And this is when I worked at CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, before being laid off back then, and had to move back home for a bit. And coming up to Adelaide Street West. Getting busier now, a lot more people. After I'm done this recording, Hopefully I make it to Sankofa
And
Square,
just come for the key.
Yonge Dundas Square. My battery's getting low. I made 2 videos before this. I'm in Toronto for the evening as my daughter is at a concert for the weekend. Not for the whole weekend, the weekend. Solo artist, the weekend. So while she's there, I thought I'd make a few videos around Toronto. Which was once my stopping ground for almost a year and a half. My father also lived in Toronto while he went to Ryerson University many moons ago. And so did my mother. She went to the University of Toronto. Just coming up to Richmond Street, and this here is, or was the Hudson's Bay Company building. Saks Fifth Avenue used to be part of that, but as I mentioned, filed for bankruptcy and closed for good early June. After having been open since 2nd of May, 1670. Not the store, but the company itself. They used to trade furs. And we're coming up to Queen Street. It's closed both ways as they're building a subway line called the Ontario line. Bank of Montreal building. And a skyscraper above that. Sometimes I'm showing all these commercial properties and stores and whatnot. I forget, oh yeah, there's tall buildings above them. I wonder how many people actually notice anyways. I noticed way too many people with their head down on their phones as they walk in. But I digress. There is Canadian Bank of Commerce building, CIBC, with a tower above it, the Massey Tower. And there's a few restaurants here, but behind these restaurants is the Eaton Centre, named after its flagship store, the Eaton's, which unfortunately also closed back in 1999. After having been in business for 100+ years. So then after Eaton's closed, a Sears opened up in that spot. And in Canada we know that it also went belly up. It went bankrupt in 2016, I believe. And so that area stayed vacant for a while. They turned 2 of the floors into, they put a hallway in the middle and stores on either side. And then a Nordstrom's opened up, and that left. I don't say they went bankrupt, but they left. They closed up shop in Canada. And I hear a Simon's, which is a Canadian company, is going to be moving into a couple of the floors. So it's a whirlwind of stores in the one end of Eaton Centre. Urban Outfitters. Oh, here's the Olympic home of Team Canada. Stag Shop, the adult fun store. Burger King. Alpha Shawarmas. Yeah, so there's Nike and Italy, and a Simon's is going in. You can see that at Eaton Centre. Toronto Eaton Centre. Now I have a picture of a door of the Eaton Centre I took years ago. On one handle, I believe it said Sears. The other one had a big E on it for Eaton's. And this was many years after Eaton's closed. Gotta find that picture again. As I'm walking through that tunnel, I'll show you some of that. There's your Ed Mervish Theatre. I think I'll have just enough battery to get me to Yonge, Dundas, Sankofa Square. I still call it Dundas Square, Yonge Dundas Square. I'm an oldie, I guess. Still call it the Sky Dome instead of Rogers Centre. In Hamilton, I still call it Cops Coliseum instead of First Ontario Centre, or now it's TD Coliseum. I don't know. Old school, I guess. So here we are coming to Dundas Street. Dundas and Yonge. Probably one of the busiest corners in Canada. People selling their wares. The bus shelter there with a tree on top. And here is Yonge Dundas Square, Sankofa Square, if you will. And there was a famous record store called Sam the Record Man, and they kept the neon sign, if I can get there. There we go. There's your Eaton Centre. chessboard ahead. Some guys hard at work playing there. And some fountains just in the middle of the park here. But I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments. Share the video if you wish. Click that bell for notifications. And until next time, keep on walking.